Hey, Vandy,
Hey,
Yes.
Brett.
you ready to go?
Yeah, we're live.
Wait a minute, not yet.
Or we're live on Facebook.
Okay, go ahead.
Hello, this is Brent Schultz, and I'm the Coastal Permit Administrator, and you're at the Coastal Permit Administrator meeting, and it's our agenda for November 12th, 2020. And just so everybody knows, we're having these meetings virtually on Zoom, and in order to minimize the risk and exposure to COVID during this time of emergency. And the public may participate digitally in meetings and by sending comments to pbscommissions@mendocinocounty.org or orally via comment in lieu of personal attendance. And all public comment will be made immediately available to me, the Coastal Permit Administrator, and the general public as they are received. So I just want to say that to start off. So I'll call the meeting to order at 11 o'clock. Jim, do we have determination of noticing for this meeting?
Yeah, both matters have proper service.
Thank you very much, Jim. All right, with that, well, let's move to the regular agenda. And the first item, 3A, is a coastal development permit 20150023. It's the applicant is Caltrans District 1, owner is State of California, agent Dana York. And it's a standard coastal development permit as a follow-up to emergency permit EM 20150001 to repair a failed cross drain system and replace the existing drain with two new pipe drains with end walls. The location is at, it's in the coastal zone. It's about, no address here, plus or minus 6 miles north of West Point Center on State Route 1 at post mile 83.73 within the Caltrans right of way. And the environmental determination is statutory exemption under CEQA. It's in Supervisor District 4. And I'd like to, what we're going to do is I'm going to hand this over to our staff planner, Vandy Vanderwater, and Vandy's going to take you through a summary of the case. Then we're going to ask the applicant if they want to add anything to that or for the Coastal Permit Administrator. And then we're going to open it to public comment. And then it'll come back to me for questions of either the applicant or staff. So go ahead, Vandy, take us through this coastal development permit.
Sure. Thank you. As or Vandy Vanderwater, Planner 2. As you mentioned, this is a standard coastal development permit as a follow-up to an emergency permit that did work on a failed cross drain on Highway 1. This also included, there was a sinkhole that was roughly 40 feet deep under the road that was also filled in as part of the emergency work. With regards to agency comments, no agency had any questions or comments on the project. And going through the LCP consistency process, the project was found to be consistent with all aspects of the LCP. Just one note, which is the only condition beyond our standards, is that during emergency work, one red alder tree had to be removed to do the emergency work. So we have a condition, which is condition number 9, which just requires Caltrans replant a red alder tree to replace the one that they removed. And other than that, staff finds that the project is statutorily exempt from CEQA and recommends approval of the project.
Okay, then that concludes your presentation, Vandy?
Yes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Vanderwater. Now I'd like to, is the applicant here or with the Caltrans, do they want to add anything to this?
I attempted to contact Caltrans this morning and did not receive any feedback.
Okay, and so let's move then to, I'll open up the public comment. Do we have any public comment, Jim, on this matter?
There's none been submitted on this matter.
So seeing no public comment, I'll close public comment, and it's back to me. And I just want to make sure, Vandy, that that Caltrans agrees with that condition to replace the red alder in there. They concur with that?
I spoke with not the agent for the project, but I spoke with a staff member of Caltrans this morning, and it did not appear to be an issue.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, with that, I will approve coastal development permit 20150023. Is this one still got the 11-day appeal period on it? If anybody wants to appeal the decision?
It does.
Okay. So anybody that wants to appeal this has 11 days to appeal it, and then it would go on to the, does this one go to the Board of Supervisors, correct, Vandy?
During the county's appeal period, it would go to the Board of Supervisors. After the county appeal period, it does have the 10 business day Coastal Commission appeal period as well.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much. All right. That one's approved. We will go on and move to item 3B. That's Coastal Development Permit 20190042. And it is, the owner applicant is Save the Redwoods League, Agents Mendocino Land Trust, and it's a standard coastal development permit to allow for development of 2 new public hiking trails. That's great. The first trail is 3.95 miles long, 3,000 feet are within the coastal zone, and the second trail 0.5 miles long and entirely within the coastal zone. The first trail will be constructed partially along an old skid road and require an installation of 40 steps. The second trail will also be on the old skid road and include 20-foot long retaining wall and 15-foot long boardwalk. Its environmental determination by staff was negative declaration, and the address is 80555 Usel Road in Westport, and APN's 012-500-20, 012-510-25, and 012-720-16. And with that, I'll hand it over to our staff planner, Vandy Vanderwater, who's going to walk us through this application.
Thank you, Vandy Vanderwater, Planner 2. So as you mentioned, this is a standard coastal development permit for 2 public hiking trails up near the Sinkyone Wilderness State Park, although it should be noted that it's not part of the state park, just adjacent to it. One trail is going to be roughly 4 miles long, and that's going to go up along the ridge and within the interior of the ridge line, so you kind of get potentially some nice views of the ocean. The other trail is a half-mile trail that will follow the Shady Dell Creek on the valley floor. Both are through a mix of redwood, Douglas fir, and red alder vegetation alliances. With regard to public comment, the only real public comment came from Fish and Wildlife as well as the Archaeological Commission. Fish and Wildlife just had to have concurrence on the creek trail will be coming within 100 feet of the ESHA buffer. So CDFW had to provide concurrence that the buffer could be reduced down from 10 to 50 feet, 100 feet to 50 feet, which they did agree on. Additionally, the Arc Commission just requested a bit further research in the archaeological survey, but that has since been approved by the Archaeological Commission and can be found consistent with the Archaeological Resources section of the LCP. With regard to the other LCP section consistencies, the project is found to be consistent with land use and zoning and visual resources. In terms of hazmat or hazardous management, the creek trail that will be following the creek does have the potential to experience floods and tsunamis due to elevation. However, there will be no development established along the trail, just clearing it to make the trail visible. Additionally, for the ridge trail, there will be some cutting into the hillside if necessary, in addition to the 40 steps that will be installed. And those steps have been engineered so that erosion is minimized. With regards to the habitat resources, again, as I mentioned, CDFW has agreed to reduce the 100-foot buffer down to 50 feet. Otherwise, there's no intended impacts to habitats or biological resources, but a condition was included that if any resources are removed, that they're replanted elsewhere on a 1-to-1 ratio. And with regard to archaeological, grading, groundwater, transportation, and public access, the project was found to be consistent with all those aspects of the LCP. The project was additionally able to meet all 9 findings as outlined in the Coastal Zoning Code, Division 2 of Title 20. And with that, the environmental determination was a negative declaration, so 1 or 2 conditions have been added to ensure that it remains no impact, and with that, staff recommends approval of the project and adoption of the negative declaration.
Thanks a lot for that, Vandy. Now we're gonna ask the applicant if the applicant's here, if they want to say anything or add anything on this coastal development permit application. And do you have your applicant here, Vandy?
We do have Nicolette from the Mendocino Land Trust. Jim, do we need to move her over?
She's there. Oh, she's
Oh,
unmuted.
hello, Ms. Houts. This is Brent Schultz, Coastal Permit Administrator. Would you like to add anything about this project for consideration?
No, I think all the conditions of approval are very reasonable, and I have nothing more to add to it. So thank you.
Thank you very much. I wonder if I could ask you a question, is that how soon do you think these trails would be completed and opened? I mean, obviously wintertime is going to stop you, but
Yeah.
What's your plan?
So the next step for us after securing the permit and getting our CEQA determination is to then go back to the Coastal Conservancy and write a grant for funding. So hopefully if we are successful in getting both of these trails funded, we may be able to start by in a year and a half, maybe would be my guess.
That's great. That's great. Best of luck to you and getting those grants and getting that project done. I love all the trails that are around that people can use here in our county. They've just been wonderful. So adding to them would be just a great benefit.
Yes,
So I'm glad you're doing this project. So I just wanted to ask you before we leave the applicant comments, did you agree with all the conditions of approval?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Next, what we're going to do is we'll open it up for any public comment. And Jim or Vandy, do we have any public comment on this matter?
I don't have any. I haven't received any.
And I have not
Yeah.
received any emails as of this
No
morning.
emails, no letters on this one. All right, well, given that's back to the Coastal Permit Administrator. And I concur with staff's findings and their recommendation for approval, and I approve Coastal Development Permit 20190042. And that concludes that matter. Also, this one, you know, appeal period is again 11 days on this. And you know, if you want to appeal that process, you can call into our office. We can help you through that process. So anyway, thank you very much on this item. So now we're going to go to matters from item 4, which is matters from staff. Are there any matters, Jim, Vandy, Julia?
I do not have
I
it.
don't have anything.
Nothing?
None for me.
Okay, thank you very much. And then 6, any matters from the public? Does the public want to address Coastal Permit Administrator?
I don't have anything.
Nothing, Jim?
Go.
All right, everybody's quiet today. All right, well, with that completes our meeting, and I'll adjourn the meeting at 11:13 a.m. Everybody have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you, Jim.